You can have printed this out or not. If you printed it out, awesome. If not, just, you don't have to necessarily copy these down, just do the work that we're gonna do. And for these problems, we're not going to solve all of them, we're just gonna set them up, okay? So how do you set up, and this is our warm up, right? So go ahead and write A18 warm up. Warm up. Word problems, put a colon, word problems. Happy Monday, guys. Hopefully you had a good weekend. I had a pretty good weekend. Just, you know, got outside, relaxed a little bit with my kids. We played at the park a little bit. It was fun. All right. We went to go play basketball at the park, but we forgot the basketball. So we just walked around the park and stuff. Classwork, word problems. Okay, so we're going to set these up, right? This is going to help you prepare for the test and the practice test today. So this is our warm up, right? Before we get into the practice test. All right, Ryan and Eduardo each improved their yards by planting rose bushes and ornamental grass. They bought their supplies from the same store. Ryan spent $96 on 12 rose bushes and 3 bunches of ornamental grass. Eduardo spent $61 on 5 rose bushes and 3 bunches of ornamental grass. Find the cost of 1 rose bush and the cost of 1 bunch of ornamental grass. So this last sentence is always like very helpful because it's going to tell us what we're trying to find and what our variables are. So for number 1, let's put x equals the first thing we're trying to find. So find the cost of 1 rose bush. And don't just put rose bush, put the cost, right? So the cost, we're not finding how many rose bushes we're buying, we're finding the cost of a rose bush. So a cost of rose bush is X. We'll let Y be the other variable. And the other thing we're trying to find is the cost of 1 bunch of ornamental grass. So cost of ornamental grass, so fake grass, right? Fake, pretty grass. Okay, maybe like, what do they call it? Turf, something like that. So X is the cost of a rose bush, Y is the cost of ornamental grass. We need to come up with 2 equations, right? Because we've been doing systems, right? This is a system of equations. So we need to come up with a system of equations. Well, they're talking money and they're talking numbers of things that they bought. So Ryan, we'll make an equation for Ryan, right? This is Ryan's equation. And then we'll make an equation for Eduardo. Okay, Ryan spent $96 on 12 rose bushes and 3 bunches of grass. So since our rose bushes are X, we're going to put 12X plus, and he bought 3Y, 3 ornamental grass, 12 rose bushes, 3 ornamental grass, and he spent a total of $96. So that is our first equation. Okay, you go ahead and write the second equation for Eduardo, guys, right here, because I did the first one as a model for you. Eduardo spent $61 on 5 rose bushes and 3 bunches of grass. So go ahead and write Eduardo's equation, and do me a favor and put the answer in the chat, please. Put the answer in the chat when you're finished. Private chat, don't put it to the whole class, please. Just direct message to me. I'll wait till you guys type it in there before I proceed. It says Eduardo spent $61 on 5 rose bushes and 3 bunches of grass. 5 rose bushes, 3 bunches of grass, $61. All right, I got 2 answers. I'm going to wait for some more, and those answers look good. Please private message me what the answer is in the chat. Waiting on some more answers. I'm going to wait for like 2 or 3 more answers before I proceed. Good, I got 3 answers now. Waiting for at least 2 more. You guys there? Because I got answers from 3 people. And 2 more. Okay. The answers I got, and all 3 people were correct. Good job, 3 people. You know who you are. Superstars. 5x plus 3y equals 61 is what they put. Was that difficult to come up with, guys? I hope not. He bought 5 rose bushes and 3 bunches of grass. So 5x plus 3y equals how much he spent? $61. So that is how you do that. The pen is not, okay, there we go. All right, so that's how you set it up. That's all I wanted us to do is set up. We could definitely solve this, right? I could multiply this by -1 and make the y's go away and solve it, but we don't need to do that. We're just doing warm-ups. The next one we were gonna do, you know what? I think we're gonna skip number, I'm gonna let you do 2 on your own. They were suggested we do number 3. Let's do number 3 here. Okay, so Nancy started the year with $425 in the bank and is saving $25 a week. Okay, so she starts with $425 and each week she saves $25 more. Okay, when I read that, I read, hey, slope of a line, equation of a line, sum y equals mx plus b, right? Can you guys write an equation? Write an equation with this first sentence right here, a y equals mx plus b equation. Nancy started the year with $425 and she saves $25 a week. Fill in the blank right here, guys. And write it in the chat, please. Type it in the chat. I'll give you a second. First sentence, y equals mx plus b. All right, good job, Oliver. That's correct. Okay, so Oliver gave me the answer y equals 25x plus 425, right? Starting value is 425, and each week it's going up $25. So that's your slope, right? That's how much it's increasing each week. So y equals 25x plus 425. Okay, now Seamus is starting the year with $875 and spending $15 a week. I didn't read that the first time I read this morning. So he's spending, not saving, but spending $15 a week. So go ahead and write an equation for Seamus, guys. Okay, another y equals mx plus b for Seamus, and please type it in the chat. Let's see if I can make a poll for this. Oh, I can't. Whoa. I'm waiting for your answers in the chat. Get my screen back. Oh, good job again, Oliver. Let's see. Okay, so Oliver says that, I gotta get my pen back, so, oops, I'm on the wrong page. I want to go to my page, which is right here. Okay, so let's, Oliver says, since we're spending we're getting a negative slope, right? He's spending $15, so that'd be negative 15x, but he does have a lot to start with. He has more to start with, so we're adding 875. So this is the amount in the account already, and he's spending $15 a week, so it's minus 15x. So each week we're going to minus $15. If it's week 2, we're going to do 2 times negative 15 and add that to 875, which would subtract a certain amount. So we have one equation, and then we have another equation. What is this called, guys? What method are we going to use? Are we going to use substitution? Are we going to use graphing? Are we going to use adding the 2 equations together? What is it called when we have 2 equations like this? What is that method called? Anybody remember? You can unmute yourselves and talk. Love to hear you. Somebody unmute themselves. Read what I'm writing.
Equal values method.
Yes. Thank you. It's called the equal values method. Since it's y equals this, y equals that, we're going to set them equal to each other, right? If I wanted to solve this, I'd put 25x plus 425 equals negative 15x plus 875, right? We would totally use the equal values method to solve this, but we don't have to solve this. We're just setting up the problems. Okay, unless you really, really want to solve it, then go ahead and do that later on. Okay, let's look at number either 4 or 5. 4 and 5 are very similar because they're money problems. Who doesn't like money, guys? All right, so let me do number 4 here. So let's look at number 4. Dustin has a collection of quarters and pennies. That's important, quarters and pennies. The total value is $4.65. So let's say he has a piggy bank and there's quarters and pennies only, no dimes, no nickels, right? There are 33 coins. How many quarters and pennies does he have? So this is a classic problem. We give you like a bunch of money and we say, hey, there's only 2 types. How many of each? How do you figure out how many of each that he has? If there's 33 coins and he has $4.65. Well, we need to come up with 2 equations, okay? First of all, we need to multiply the number of quarters by how much they're worth. Okay, so let's define our 2 variables as number 4. That's ugly 4. Let's let Q equal what? What do you think Q is going to equal, guys? And P. Instead of using X and Y, I'm going to use Q and P. What is that going to mean?
Quarters and pennies. Number of quarters, number of pennies.
Exactly. Q is going to be the number of quarters and P is going to be the number of pennies. Not how much they're worth, but the number. So make sure you put the number, okay? So Q is going to be the number of quarters and P is going to be the number of pennies. Okay, well, how much are quarters worth, guys?
25 cents.
Okay, so to write 25 cents, we write
0.25.
0.25 times the number of quarters Q plus how much are pennies worth, guys?
0.01 times P.
Good, 0.01 times P. So since quarters are worth 25 cents, we're going to multiply the number of quarters that we have times 0.25, and that'll give us some monetary value, right? Some number, amount of money. And since pennies are worth a penny, we're going to write 0.01. They're worth 1 cent, 1 out of 100. That means 1 out of 100. If you didn't realize that, you need 100 pennies to make a dollar. So 0.01 times the number of pennies equals our total amount, which is $4.65. So 4.65. So this has to total up to 4.65. So that's one equation. Now we need a second equation. Okay, and the second equation is going to be how many we have altogether. How many coins do we have altogether? Right? You're always going to have a total amount. And usually our equation looks like X plus Y equals a total. Right? That's usually what we have a lot of times. Not all the time, but I don't know, 25, 50% of the time. When they give you a problem like this and they tell you how much total you have, it's just X plus Y equals total. But since we're not using X plus Y, I'm just going to replace those variables with Q plus P equals our total 33 coins. Now we have our system. Now we have our system of two equations, two unknowns, and we could solve it. I could solve for like what Q equals. Q would equal 33 minus P, right? And I would substitute 33 minus P in for Q right here. And then I would have a P, I'd have 0.25 times 33 minus P plus 0.001 P equals 4.65. And then I'd get rid of these decimals by multiplying by 100, multiplying by 100, multiplying by 100. And then I could easily get rid of, solve for P now, find the number of pennies. And then I would go back and find the number of quarters, and then we'd be done, right? So that's how easy it is to set that up. So do me a favor, guys. I'm going to let you set up number 5. I'm not going to do it with you, but I just showed you how to do it. So you do number 5, okay? When you're done, type it in the chat, please, and then we'll move on. So I'll read it for you. An adult ticket at an amusement park costs $24.95. So that's how much an adult ticket costs. Let's let our variable be A. And a child's ticket costs $15.95 at, let's say it's the fair. Let's say it's the Sonoma County Fair. And it costs, because it's expensive. If you've ever been there, go to the fair, it's expensive. So it's almost $16 for a child's ticket, almost $25 for an adult ticket. A group of 10 people, so 10 people went. Let's say you and your extended family went to the fair, and all together you guys paid $186.50 to enter the park. How many were adults? Okay, so A equals, put what A equals, and let C be our variable. Put what C equals, and then write your two equations with A and C in it. Okay, I'm not going to give the answer. I'm going to wait for you to put in the chat. I'm not going to give the answer. All right, guys, so here's the Delta math that you should be in now. And like I said, I'm going to do the first problem, you're going to do the second problem. I'm going to do the next problem, you're going to do the next problem. So I'm going to do one with you, okay? So let's look at number 1 here. Standard to slope intercept form. Is this the right? Yes, this is correct. Okay. Put the following equation of a line into slope intercept form, simplifying all the fractions. Okay, guys. If I make a mistake or anything, please correct me. Hopefully I won't. So this is not in slope intercept form. This is what we call standard form. So X. So this is the work you should be showing on number 1. I mean, right now I'm just doing an example, which you can either write down in your notes or on your scratch paper. I would write it down in your notes, and then the next one you should write down on your scratch paper. Okay. So X minus 4Y equals negative 36. Well, we want to get in slope intercept form, which means we want to solve it for y and get it y equals. So what should we do first, guys, to get this into y equals? We should move the x over, right? So we should minus x to both sides, and we get negative 4y equals negative x minus 36. So I have a bunch of negatives here. That's going to be nice because I'm going to divide by negative 4. To get rid of the 4 in front, divide by negative 4. And all my negatives are going to go away because negatives divided by negatives equals positives. So y equals, so this is an imaginary 1 in front. So this is 1/4 x. See what I did there, guys? 1/4 x. And then 36 divided by 4 is 9, so plus 9. Okay, so we write this. How do you type this in here? Okay, so let me turn off I have to turn off my pen, which is annoying. Then I think I can type in here. Y equals 1/4 x. Okay, you need to put parentheses around your 1/4. Oops, didn't like that. Parentheses other way. There we go. 1/4. You have to put parentheses around your 1/4. Oh, you know what? The way this is typing, I don't need parentheses, so I can just dismiss that. But it should work. I don't have to get rid of it. I can leave it like that. I didn't realize it was going to do that. I would put the end of the parentheses around the 1/4, but it did it like that. That's fine. And let's submit our answer. See if I get it correct or not. You should read it as okay. Yes, it liked it. I got a check mark. Yay, good for me. Now it's your turn. Okay, so go to next section. We're 5% complete. Look at that, guys. We're 5% complete. Now go ahead and solve this for y, guys, and then put your answer in there. I'm not going to do it with you. This is the one you get to do by yourself. When you're done, let me know you're done in the chat if you can, and then we'll move on. Okay, guys, you should be done, right? It's a pretty easy problem. So let's move on to the next one. Let's go to, I'm going to put give up, but I just don't want to display the, after you finish, it should tell you the answer and stuff like that, actually. I need to go back instead of give up. Okay, so that one we did. Now we're going to graphing lines from equations. Okay, so the third one. All right, I need to get rid of this writing here. Okay, graph the line with the equation y equals -2/5 x minus 2. Okay, so that one means we are going to start at -2. Let's see if I can move down here. There we go. So I'm going to go to -2. Since it's my y-intercept is -2, I'm going to put a dot there. I can put a dot. And then the slope is -2/5. So I need to go down 2 and over 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, like that. Okay, and then I'm going to submit my answer. So start at -2 and go down 2 over 5, right? Because that's the slope, -2/5. Submit my answer. Yes. Yay, we got it right. And it shows me, if you get it wrong, it'll show you how to do it correctly. It'll show you what your answer and what your answer is and what the correct answer is. So that's the beautiful thing about Delta. It gives you instant feedback, right? That's why this is awesome. All right, so you guys do the next one. Go ahead and graph y equals 1/6 x minus 5. I'm not going to tell you the answer, but Delta will tell the answer once you submit it. Okay, so hopefully you are finished submitting that answer. And so you've done this fourth one. Now we're going to writing equations of lines. Okay, and we're on writing equations of lines. Okay. Okay, so right, let me find this down. Let's see. For graphing ones, you can just graph them on your paper to show work, or identify what the slope is and what the y-intercept is on your paper. Write down what, it would be good for you to write down the equation. Somebody asked, how do you show work? Write down the equation and identify which one's the slope and which one's the y-intercept, and that's good enough for me. Okay, write the equation of the line in fully simplified slope-intercept form. So we need to find two things. We need to find the y-intercept, and we need to find the slope. So where does this line cross the y-axis? Oh, right there at -4. So my y equals mx plus b. This is the work you should show, right? How do you show work? Right here, boom. Slope, my y-intercept is -4. So 0, -4. Slope is, let's count. Let's go up and over. I see another point right here or right here. I can count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2. It's up 5 over 2. So my slope is 5/2. So I'm going to have 5/2 x. So that's my work right there. That's the work I'm going to show on my paper for whatever number. This is number 4 or whatever. So y equals 5/2 x minus 4. And put this is my slope. This is my y-intercept. So I'm going to write that and I'm going to type that in my answer here. Y equals 5/2 then over x minus 4. Don't even need parentheses. In Google Forms, we would put a parentheses around the 5/2, but Delta Math is a math program, so you don't have to do that. Okay, yes, I want to submit it. Check mark, yay. Now your turn. Okay, so your turn. So you do the next one. Here's your problem. Write the equation of the line, and there's your line. I will erase my work. Oh, you should be looking at your computer. So, and write the equation down. Write y equals mx plus b. Identify what the slope is. Identify what the y-intercept is. And that's your work. Okay, you guys good with that one? All right, let's go to the next section. Go back. So we completed the writing equations, solve linear systems graphically, level 1. Okay. All right, we'll solve the following systems of equations graphically on the set of axes below. That means graph both of them and find out where they intersect, right? So this starts at 2, so I'm going to go down to 2, and I'm going to go up 1 over 1 because the slope is 1. That's the first line right there. Okay, so if I'm showing my work when you guys do it, I would write down these two equations and I would identify 2 as the y-intercept and 1 as the slope. And then I would copy down the second equation and identify -2 as my y-intercept. So I'm going to go to -2 right there, put a dot, and then go down 1 over 3 for this one. So we're going to go down 1 over 3 units, put another dot, and see where they intersect. Plot 2 lines by clicking the graph. Click a line to delete it. If you accidentally click the wrong line, just click on the line and delete it. So our solution should be a point. It should be the point -3, -1 is what I see where these intersect. -3, comma, -1. And it even puts the end of the parentheses for you right there. So -3 and -1 is where these two lines intersect. So I put that answer right there. I submit the answer. You can submit it, and once you submit it, you will have 18% complete. Okay, and yeah, got it right. Awesome. Now it's your turn. Okay, so now you go on to the next problem, and it says solve the following systems graphically. So write down the two problems on your paper. So I know that you're doing the same problem, and identify the slope and the intercept, and go ahead and graph them where they intersect, and put the solution where they intersect. Start recording. All right, so hopefully you've got that one done. Let me go back and go to the next example. We got a few more to do here. We're like halfway through. Okay. Substitution level 2. I guess we didn't do level 1. It was too easy. All right. Oh my goodness, this is easy. Oh, look at that. Y equals negative 2x. What do you want to do with that y equals negative 2x, guys? Well, I want to plug it right in for y right here, right? Since I know y equals negative 2x. And you see all these negatives? I'm going to do something else. You see all this negative, 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 negative? Can't we just like multiply by -1 to get rid of that? Are we allowed to do that? Yeah, let's do that. 4x plus 6y equals 48. Oh, somebody came back. Yay. Okay, I was getting discouraged because people were leaving. And oh, I was going to say also divide this by 4. This divides by 4, this divides, but this doesn't, right? We could divide by 2. Let's go ahead and divide by 2. Why not? It make the problem simpler. I don't like all these big numbers. So let's divide it by 2. So if I divide this part by 2, we're going to get 2x plus 3y equals, and then 48 divided by 2 is 24. This is the same equation as this. We've just divided by 2 to make it simpler, so that's okay. Now I want to plug in y equals negative 2x in for y right here, right? Substitution. So this is what you would write on your paper. 2x plus 3 times negative 2x. The y is negative 2x. That's what it's equal to. That's why we call this substitution, equals 24. 3 times negative 2x is negative 6x. So 2x minus 6x equals 24. Okay. Okay. So we plugged in the negative 2x, right, into the other equation after I simplified the other equation a little bit because there was a bunch of big numbers. So I saw they were all even numbers. So let's just go ahead and divide by 2 to make them smaller. And then we're going to plug in the negative 2x in for the y, because that's what y is equal to. Y is equal to negative 2x. And now we have all x's. So when I subtract 2x minus 6x, it's negative 4x is equal to 24. Okay. And now we can solve for x. We can, oops, I didn't mean to do that. Divide by negative 4, divide by negative 4. X equals negative 6. Okay, so I got x, but now I need to solve for y. It's super easy to solve for y because I have an equation right there. Y equals negative 2 times negative 6. So y equals 12. So they already put the parentheses and the comma for you. How nice is that, guys? They did it for you. Oops, I just erased it. I didn't mean to do that. What was the answer? Was it 12, negative 6?
Negative 6, 12.
Negative 6, 12. Thank you. Negative 6, 12. Okay, and then let's submit our answer. Yes. Okay, thank you. That is correct. Negative 6, 12. And if you do it wrong, there will be work here to show you how to do it correctly. And you want to read that work, right? And you can even watch a help video. Did you guys know that? That you can click on that? And oh, look at this. There's a help video. Can you hear that? And there's like a video, I think, for almost all the problems, guys. So you can make it bigger right here, right? We can make it bigger, full screen. Voila, whoa, math video. Okay, this only happens on the practice test. We don't make the videos public on tests. But that means between now and Thursday, you can watch these videos. If you are lost or don't understand what I'm doing, you can go into the assignment and redo it and watch these, okay, on your own. So there's a video for every problem if you don't understand it. Oh, I forgot to go back and let you do the second one, right? So go ahead and do substitution level 2 there. That's your problem to do. If I'm going too slow, I'm sure some of you have sped up already and finished some of this, I think. I'll go into Delta Math and check right now if anybody's finished. I'm going to sign out of my other account. I have 2 accounts. I'm signing out of the Zoom. Are you guys simplifying the second equation there by dividing it by something? No. So the next problem, substitution level 3. Click on that. And let's see, more substitution. This time it's x equals. So I'm going to plug this equation y plus 5 in for x right there because it's x equals this time instead of y equals. All right. So let me get my pen and do some work here. So since x equals y plus 5, right, I'm going to take that y plus 5 and plug it into the other equation right here. So I'm going to get -4 times, instead of x, I'm substituting y plus 5 in for x, plus 7y equals -41. And you know what? I should have simplified this equation. Oh no, I can't. I was going to say divide by 7, but actually 7 doesn't go into that, and 7 doesn't go into that, and 4 doesn't go into 41, so we can't. So never mind. So let's just go ahead and multiply it out. -4 times y is -4y. -4 times 5 is -20, plus 7y equals -41. All right, we didn't want to combine the y's to like terms. So if I take 7y and I minus 4y, that'll give me 3y. And let me go ahead and add the 20 to both sides over here to save me a step from rewriting the whole thing again. -41 minus 21 is -21. When I subtract 41 from 21, I get 21. 41's bigger, so we get a negative. Divide by 3, so y equals -7. Okay, we found our y is -7. Now I need to find the x. So that's pretty easy because it's solved for x right here. So I just need to plug in -7 plus 5. So x equals -2. So our solution is -2, -7. So now I've done all the work for you. So all you have to do is type in what I did, but hopefully you wrote it down to study for your notes. And you get credit for submitting my answer. And we are 32% complete. Really, we're more than that, but you should have more than that because you're doing it. So yes, voila, it's the same. Yay, we did it right. Got the same solution. So that is more substitution practice. If you need help, watch this video help. Watch what happens. Ooh, there's a video. I could press play. I could watch the video. That's amazing. Okay, now I'm going to go back and your turn to do substitution level 3. Okay, so you click on substitution level 3 right there. And your problem might be different. So hopefully you have found your answers, right? You plugged in whatever you have. For my problem, I'd plug in 2x minus 10 in for y right here. And I cannot simplify this other equation, so we just have to plug it in and solve. And so far, all the answers have been whole numbers. You know, like if I just, I don't know, if I type something in, I just put 2, 10, I'm just guessing. It's totally going to be wrong, I'm sure. But I just want to show you what happens when you get a wrong answer. You get a wrong answer, it shows you how you should have done it, which I was saying, hey, plug in the 2x minus 10 into the y part right here. Work it out, and you get x equals 3. I was close. 3, negative 4 instead of 210. So it's great how it shows you how to do the problem. And if you still need help, click on that watch help video and get that video help. Okay. All right, guys, let's go to elimination. Yay, we're almost done. Just 1, 2, 3, 4 more problems. Yay, I see the light at the end of the tunnel. Find the solution of the system of equations. Elimination. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Which one should we get rid of, guys? X or Y? X or Y? We should definitely write this one down. I don't know what problem. What problem are we on, guys? Is this 8 or 9 or something like that? Okay. So, well, you see how the X's here, you guys? Are they the same? 8 and 7? No. So we don't want to get rid of those ones. What about the Y's? Are they the same? Yes, so we want to get rid of the y's, but one of them has to be negative. They can't both be positive. So I want to multiply, let's say the bottom one by -1, so that when I multiply the positive 4 by -1, it's going to give me a -4y, okay? Look what happens when I multiply the bottom equation by -1. I get 7x minus 4y equals positive 16, okay? Why did I multiply by -1? Because I want that 4y to become negative, because on top was a positive 4y and a negative 8x equals -24. It did not change the top equation at all. When I add these two together, now they are going to cancel out because one's a positive 4y and one's a negative 4y. So we have negative x, when I add -8 plus 7, I get -1x equals 24 minus, what is 14 minus, that's 8, -8, right? So negative x equals -8. So I divide by -1, divide by -1, x equals positive 8. So I got x is 8. Now I need to solve for y right here. We have x, we have y. So I can plug it into any equation. You know what? I'm going to take this top equation and I'm going to divide it by 4, because I see that -8x plus 4y equals -24. I'm going to divide this by 4. Oops. Do I want to divide by? We'll just make it 4 and divide this by 4. Okay. If I divide this by 4, I'm going to get -2x plus y equals -6. And this is going to easily allow me to solve for y. And I can go ahead and add the 2x over here. I'm going to add 2x. So I'm going to get y equals 2x minus 6. So if I solve this, I get y equals 2 times 8, because x is 8, minus 6. So this is going to give me 16 minus 6, which is 10. So the answer should be 810. Let's type it in if I did everything correctly and see if we get a correct answer. Okay, it's correct. Green check mark. 810. Okay. So your turn. Let me erase this work so you can see the screen. Go to next section and go ahead and solve this. Oh my gosh, that's so easy. I don't know if yours is this easy, but this one has a plus y and a minus 3y, so just add them together. So go ahead and try that. This is level 1, I guess, so it's an easy one. Try your problem, whatever it is. All right, guys, hopefully you solved for X and then for Y for this problem. I don't know what your problem was, but hopefully you finished that. We got like, what, 3 more? Elimination level 2. Okay, so let's take it up a notch. Let's solve this. Okay, which one? Look at this, guys. Look at the 10x and the 2x and the 9y and the 10y. Which one would we want to get? Which one is easiest to get rid of when we add them together? But we can't add them together. But which one's easier to get rid of, the x or the y? You can answer in the chat or say out loud. Okay, so x is actually easier to get rid of, right? Because I can get 2 to be 10. I can't get 9 to be 10, but I can get 2 to be 10 by multiplying by what? By 5. But I don't want to multiply just by 5. I want to multiply by -5 because I want this to be the opposite of positive 10. So on your paper, you should write 10x minus 9y equals -32. That's the original top equation, no changes. The bottom equation, I can multiply by -5 to get -10x to make those go away. And then I want to multiply -5 times -10. That would be positive 50y equals, and then -5 times 10 would be -50. So you got to watch your negatives on these. Now when I add them together, the x is going to go away because one's a positive 10, one's a -10. When I take 50 minus 9, well, that's 41y equals -82. If I add these two together, I get -82. Okay, and I divide, oh, look, 41 goes into 82 perfectly. So y equals -2. Okay, so I got y to be -2. Now I need to find x. I found y. Now I need to find x. I noticed, and I just noticed that this equation I could simplify, right? If I take 2x minus 10y equals 10, and I divide it all by 2, I could simplify it a lot. So if I just divide all these numbers by 2, I'm going to get x minus 5y equals 5, right? If I take all these numbers and divide it by 2, I get that. Now I just need to add the 5y to both sides, add 5y, and I get x equals 5y plus 5. Now I can solve for x by plugging in -2 into here. Get 5 times -2 plus 5. Well, 5 times -2, that's -10 plus 5, which is -5. So this is -5. So -5, -2 should be the solution. Gonna type it in and check our work. Oh, sorry, I did it again. What was it? -5, -2, is it what it is? Is that what it was, guys? I'm just gonna put it in. Yes, -5, -2 is the correct solution. If I got it wrong, I'll look at the corrected work, I'll click on watch a video, and I'll watch the video. You know, it shows me how many videos you guys watch too. So I can see, oh, look, Crystal watched 5 videos because she needed help on 5 problems. And I'll be like, oh, that's good. She, you know, was trying to understand stuff. Oh, but most people watch zero videos and did 0 of the assignment. Well, that's not good. So I can actually see how many videos you watch too, which is a good thing that if you do watch videos. Okay, so we did elimination level 2. So now it's your turn to do your problem. Go ahead and try it. All right, so after you solve your problem, you type your answer in. I saw for my problem, which is probably different from your problem, that if I divided both of this top equation by 2, I could get it to equal the bottom equation. So I actually divided the top equation by 2 to get a -4y and a +4y and made those go away. So you can divide and make things go away instead of multiply and make things bigger. Or I could multiply the bottom equation by 2, but that would make the numbers bigger. Could totally do it that way. I just chose to do it this way. It's a little easier. All right, so just want to let you think about that. All right, going to go on to the next problem. Write system equation from context. Okay, these are the word problems. Ooh, we have to define our variables just like we were doing at the beginning of class. Victoria has $1.90 worth of nickels and dimes. Wow, this is just like the problem we did at the beginning of class too. She has 2 more nickels than dimes. Write a system of equations that could... I wonder if it'll let you use Q and D. I'm going to use Q and D. So nickels and dimes. I'm going to use N for, let N equals the value of each nickel, and let D equal the value of each dime. Oh, it fills it in for you. That's awesome. System of equations. She has $1.90. So how much are nickels worth? So nickels are worth 0.05 N plus dimes are worth 10 cents. So 0.10 or 0.1, I think 10 will work. 0.10, I don't know if I used a 0 here. That looks funny. Oh no, that's just how funny it looks. Okay, 0.10 dimes equals the total amount of money they spent, 1.9. I could put 1.90 or just 1.9. It doesn't matter. You know, either one. I'll just put 1.90. And then we need the total, or how they're related. It says she has 2 more nickels than dimes. So the number of dimes equals, she has 2 more nickels than dimes. So the number of nickels equals dimes plus 2, right? She has 2 more nickels than dimes. So since she has more nickels, I'm going to add 2 to the number of dimes to get a bigger number than D. That makes sense. Okay, let's see if it'll accept my answer. And those are the answers I typed in. Hopefully you have typed those in. Oh, it didn't like how I did something. Let's see. Oh, you have not defined your variables well. Oh, did I put like the number? Let N equal the value of each nickel and D equal the value of each dime. That's not true. N is not the value. The value is 0.05 and the value, and it doesn't show what I put in there. Let N equal the value of the nickel. So instead of putting the number of the nickels, it says N is the value of the nickels, which is weird. Because this is what I wrote, right? 0.05 N plus 0.10 D equals 190, which is correct. And the number of nickels equals D plus 2, and that's what I wrote. And I wrote the exact same thing. And they said I got it wrong. And if this happens on the test, guys, don't worry about it, because I do go in and look at your answers that are wrong. And if I see that you wrote this the right thing, I'm going to give you points for it. So I can override the computer's answer. So don't freak out if you're like, I did it and it said wrong. And you won't know anyways because you don't see the answers. But I do go in and individually correct them. So if I saw this, I'd give you credit because obviously it's the same answer. All right. Okay. Yes, I do correct the answers. That's why it takes me so long to correct the test, because I have to go in and correct stuff like this. Okay, last one, and I'm going to let you do the context on your own. I'm going to do one more with you, okay, and then end this video. So let's see. Mila is working 2 summer jobs, making $9 an hour for babysitting and $17 an hour for lifeguarding. Oh, I see an equation right there. Do you see it? I hope you see it. Last week, Mila earned a total of $138 and worked 2 more hours lifeguarding than hours babysitting. Determine the number of hours Mila worked babysitting last week and the number of hours she worked lifeguarding. So they don't set it up nicely like they did the last problem, and they gave us like little drop down buttons, right? So that we basically have to do all the work. So this is definitely a problem that you have to show all your work on the paper. The last problem, not so much, but this one, yes. Okay, so let me get my pen. Okay, she's working 2 summer jobs. So she makes $9 an hour. So 9 babysitting and 9 lifeguards. So I could put like 9B for babysitting plus 17 hours, $17 for lifeguarding. I'll put L for lifeguarding, okay? So that's 17L. This is how much money she makes. This is the number of hours. So B is the number of hours babysitting. And L is the number of hours lifeguarding. Lifeguarding is a fun job, huh? Are any of you lifeguards in the summertime? Do you go work at the Howarth Park or whatever, or any of the pools? I see some of my students. I go to the pool and I see people. Crystal, question? Oh, or were you just saying, yeah, you've done lifeguarding?
Yeah, I was just saying that I did lifeguard.
Oh, cool. Yeah, it's kind of fun, huh? Yeah, I see. I see my students all the time when I go to the pool and I take my kids, and I was taking them to swim lessons. They're older now; they know how to swim, but I remember doing that, and it's fun to see you guys there. Okay, 9B plus 17L equals. So this is going to be the total money they make. Last week, Mila earned a total of $138 and worked 2 more hours lifeguarding than babysitting. So let's see. Last week, Mila earned a total. So she made $138. So that's going to go on the right-hand side. But hold on. She worked 2 more hours lifeguarding. So lifeguarding is going to be babysitting plus 2 because this is more, right? Baby lifeguarding equals babysit. So I wanted to put the 138 here because it doesn't have anything to go with. Yeah, that should be it. Okay, so then we have to solve this. So lifeguarding equals babysit plus 2. So I need to put 9B plus 17 times B plus 2 equals 138. And we get 9B plus 17B plus 17 times 2 is 34 equals 138. And then combine our B's here. This gives me 26B. And let me go ahead and minus 34 from here, minus 34 from here, from 138. That gives me 104. So what's 104 divided by 26, guys? Hopefully it goes in evenly. I have a calculator here. Yay. 4 times. It goes in evenly. Yay. That tells me I probably did the problem right. I was lower. So babysitting, so she spent 4 hours babysitting. And then for lifeguarding, she spent 2 more hours. So lifeguarding would be 6 hours. So let's type it in and see how we did. Moment of truth. Okay, so Mila worked 4 hours babysitting and 6 hours. So this is the work you would need to turn in and clearly label, like this is problem number 12 or whatever, on your scratch paper. And you do need to turn in your scratch paper today, okay? Yeah, that's what it says in the directions. So yay, we got it correct, right? Yep, check mark, yay. Okay, and I'm gonna let you do those last 2 problems on your own. I mean, I did the examples, but I'm not gonna wait here for you to do it, but you can do it because I'm gonna end this class. We only have 7 minutes, so we need to end it. So, what do I want? So yes, you need to submit this, guys. Not in Delta. Delta automatically submits, but you need to go to the classroom, and it's 2 people have turned it in, but let's see if they turned in their work. Okay, you have to attach your work, okay? So yes, you must put work. So Olivia attached work, Keaton hasn't yet. So, and then other people need to turn in their work. So yeah, you need to definitely make sure you attach work, okay, to count. If no work is attached, you're not gonna get credit, especially on the test. So please do that before you leave. Also, make sure you submit the notes that we took, right? You need to submit the notes that we took on the first classwork. So both of those things need to be submitted, all right, guys? And I didn't give you any homework, boo-hoo. I wanted to give you like a day off because I know you've been working hard and we worked hard really today. So your next homework assignment won't be until Wednesday. There will be an asynchronous assignment on Wednesday. Okay, so make sure you check in on Wednesday. It's not a free day. You will have a homework assignment. And no homework today, though. Enjoy your time. But feel free to look on, do some more work on Delta Math to practice for the test. You definitely want to practice before the test, okay, guys? And let me end my recording here. Where's my...